not supposed to be in the attic. It's forbidden.
Don't be a chicken, Molly.
Okay.
Check out what I found.
What is it?
Uzi Vert's son.
You can open it.
It's a great
No,
name.
Charlie, we're not allowed in here.
Yeah. Mm, mm. Yeah. Yo, 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 yo. Happy Halloween in this bitch. Venus Flytrap with the first donation of the night with the 10 buckaroonies says, let's get spooky in here, baby. That's what I like to hear. Tipsy stream. Oh. I don't know. Do we do it? Do I drink? I don't know if I'm gonna drink, guys. Not to be a buzzkill, because I want you guys to have a good time. But believe you me, I'm just as goofy when I'm sober as when I got a few drops of whiskey churning through my system. Alright, where's the emoji for the pumpkin? Because I need that for Twitter. It's very important. Very important tweet. If I don't get the pumpkin emoji, people won't know that it's Halloween. Whoa! Hit the bong with you. Are you guys hitting the bud? Hitting the bud with your bud, bud? Hey, bud, are you hitting the bud with your bud, bud? Do the corduroy jouster. Corduroy jouster is dangerous. Is lazy coming? I think this is about the time that everyone realizes that I'm just full of a bunch of fucking hot air. Because whenever I messaged Lazy, I realized that he's like 12 hours ahead. Because he's in Japan and I'm on the east coast of the United States. And so he is most likely asleep or just beginning his day. And perhaps he'll chime in here. If he chimes in here magically, if you guys could summon Lazy, I would be more than happy to communicate with him via Discord. And there we could mix and match and collaborate. You are baking apple cobbler and cookies while we listen. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That sounds amazing. I'm jealous as heck. I wish I could join in that action. Some hot American pie. But yeah, guys, welcome to the 2020 Let's Read Halloween stream. Yumi Bells, hello. Oh, hi. Oh, hi there. How are you? Fries in the house. Are you playing Red Dead Redemption 2 online? I don't believe so. I think I'm reading spooky stories to my beloved, all 215 of my beloved fans, maybe even more. If you guys click that like button and share this beautiful stream out. Yeah, I turned my voice up a little bit. Someone said I was quiet last time. I've really honed in on trying to match the quality that is in the videos. But, guys, I'm dressed up right now. And I need you guys to guess what I dressed up as. Also, did any of you guys dress up today as any spooky ghouls or your favorite Netflix television series. And did anyone go trick-or-treating? All these questions. This is like a questionnaire. Too many questions. Where's the spooky music? You want to be scared? Let's see. This one is just like, it's like a lo-fi. We're gonna get to the spooky music when we start reading the spookiest stories. Tanya was a banana. Oh, you guys are guessing what I am. Banana, Borat, Waldo. Okay, well, in the first 3 guesses, yeah, I guess, did I tell you guys that already? I already tell you I was gonna be Waldo. So yes, I am dressed up right now. You're gonna have to take my word for it, and I'm not. I don't like to lie. I'm a bad liar. That's why I'm bad at Among Us. I can't play Among Us because I can never tell a lie. And I'm dressed up as Where's Waldo right now. Hey, it's Jesus Christ. We have Jesus Christ in here a lot. Now we got his best friend Jesus. It's like a bizarro Jesus. But it kind of sucks because I was hoping to go to a party tonight, but obviously I think I would prefer to be hanging out with all my beloved the Buttersock cult here, because I was excited to go to a party tonight just because I wanted some social interaction, just good time, you know what I mean? In this year that's been relatively socially isolated, a lot of people, and taken a psychological toll on myself. I was really excited to go to a party, and then when I followed up with my friend, I was like, "What's the deal with your sister's party, dude? Is she still having it?" He's like, "What are you talking about, dude?" And I'm like, your sister's Halloween party." Oh, hey, Hannah. Join in 7 minutes. Okay. Okie dokie. And he was like, "Oh, I mean, like, they're having, like, people over for the game, and it's, like, you know, her husband's grandpa's, like, 90th birthday party, but I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And so I just, like, it's like whenever you're, like, a little kid and someone, you know, tells you that the Easter Bunny, you know, is not made out of chocolate, and you just feel like your heart drops into your ball sack as a kid. That's the exact feeling you get. So that was really sad, and but I was like, well, I got this fucking Where's Waldo costume. I need to show it off. So a little bit ago, I went on a nice downtown waltz as Waldo with my one buddy. He didn't fucking wear anything, so I just said he was a drug dealer, but that's what he looked like. And I don't know. I just really craving the social interaction. And honestly, everybody was just fucking going wowed about Waldo. Wowed about Waldo. But it was a good time. Sam Gonzalez with a 3 says, dressed as a black metal musician with a slit throat. Oh shit. That sounds badass. Is it from like a particular heavy metal band? Jarrett with a 5. Buckaroo says, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, Jarrett. Happy Halloween to everybody. Hope you got to do something fun today. Whether it's dressing up or eating some candy even. You know candy's going to go on sale here soon, so you better be stocking up on giant bags of that. It's going to go faster than toilet paper. Craving that deep social interaction. Oh, Lila, you're watching a football game, huh? Let me guess, your team is dominating the other team. Like they do every fucking season. Because I know what who your team is, and they may or may not be pooping on mine. Do I have Twitch? No, I don't have Twitch because apparently if you stream on Twitch and you become a partner or something like that, you end up losing access. You end up losing access to or like basically you're not allowed to stream on other services, or you're breaking terms of services on Twitch. So if I were to like, you know, coincide, streaming on Twitch and YouTube, if I were to become a partner on Twitch, I would have to stop on YouTube, and YouTube's my bread and butter, you know what I mean? So this is where the party's at. But Sarah G with the 2 says, let's read erotica for Halloween. What do you guys think? Where do I even find that kind of schmut? Thank you for the 2, Sarah. And Sam Gonzalez with another 2 says, kind of went for a mayhem look, but added a pentagram. Oh, shit. Where was that pentagram hanging? Wait. Oh, okay. My bad. Hey, Robin, what's up, dude? What's up, my son? My boy. Boy. You went to the liquor store in pajamas tonight. Thanks, Halloween. Hell yeah. You're like, what are you supposed to be? I'm supposed to be a bum. But I need my liquor. Tremaine L, the professor with the 5, says hello from Augusta, Georgia. Hello, hello. Georgia. Georgia. Thank you for the 5. And Susie, thank you for the 5. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. You know, a lot of you been requesting baby gravy. I don't know if you know who this is or have heard of his skills or not. But oh, Robin, did you dress up today? Did you have a costume? But I need to ask you guys if you are familiar with a particular tone, a particular sound, and I need to know if you want to hear more of it. We're gonna just take a pause from this for just a wee bit while I take you to the magical land of Pumpkin Hill. Someone give me a beat. Oh, thank you. Perfect, thank you. You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gonna let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can see a thing, but it's around here somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I got no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost tried to approach me and got leery. Asked him a question, and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkin in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back him up with the fist, metal crack him. I'm hearing something saying, you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall, and then I started to fly and I went deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing and it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost tried to approach me, he got leery. Baby gravy, this is Knuckles, who fears none. It's baby gravy. It's the real deal when it comes to my name, kid. Y'all feel that? We up in Pumpkin Hill, and we about to carve it up. I ain't gonna let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can see a thing, but it's around here somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I got no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost tried to approach me and got kinda leery. Asked him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through the valleys crying pumpkin in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back him up with the fist, metal crack him. I'm hearing someone saying you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall, and then I started flying. I went deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost tried to approach me, he got leery. Spooky up in here. It's crazy in here. We're still gonna keep it going. I'm baby gravy. Nobody scares me. Whoever want it, bring it. Chills, corpse, I don't care. We can do this. Come up. Step up to the plate, meet your match, and ain't no thing. Sorry. Whew. Well, apologies for that. I blacked out. What happened? There's only three more minutes till the stream starts today. I hope I didn't try to freestyle or anything like that. Number 15. Architect with the 7 Canadian maple syrup dollars says, "Happy Halloween. I'm ready to pee my pants from the horror stories. Haha. Thanks for being with us today and nice freestyle." Oh, thank you. Did I freestyle? Aaliyah with the 5 says, "Stan Baby Gravy." Baby Gravy's got what it takes, baby. Baby Gravy ain't afraid of no one. Rap battle? Rap battle? Chills. Dude, Chills would fucking bury me in a shallow grave. Yadier. I don't know if I pronounced that right with the 3. So it's Liam, Laura Germain, using a different name. Nice. Well, welcome, Laura Germain. Andrew Peacock. What's up, my dude? Long time no see. Perfect timing. Perfect timing, actually. How's, I haven't seen you in forever, man. Hope you're doing well. Missing you. I mean, it's been years, I guess, at this point in the old gym. Emily Brown with a 5 says, "Thanks for all the stories. Love you." Thank you, Emily. It's good to see you guys. Like I said, be sure to share the stream out. Click the likey button. Follow me on social medias. All that good stuff. You know what to do. Am I drinking? Like I said, Let's Read is a big old dog shit liar, and I had the peanut butter whiskey pulled out of the freezer. It was ice cold, about half full from the last time I used it, maybe 1/4 full, 1/3, and I just couldn't do it. I didn't have my pickle juice ready. I had a feeling that you guys were gonna go ham tonight. And I thought about even just kind of sipping it and hanging with you and stuff like that, but honestly, sometimes I just feel more at a level of comfort in a sober mind. And that's not to say that you guys shouldn't, light up, spark up, sip up, drank up, whatever you want to do, get turned, get twisted, get your taint on, get titillized, whatever you want to do. But I'm gonna be vibing over here. Kel Levelin, I don't know if I can pronounce that right with the 2, says, "Not quite corpse level, still love you." We will get there one day. I gotta go a little more emo next time. Even deeper into Pumpkin Hill. I thought Pumpkin Hill was a pretty emo song, but Yadier with the 2 says, "Been following you forever, love you lots." Thank you. Thank you. Love you too. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate it. do some ASMR. I do have an ASMR channel. Just gotta find it. Let's read ASMR. Get crunk. Gonna need you to get a little crunk. Discord link doesn't work. Oh yes, one of the mods will be graciously linking you access to the Discord. Thanks for being part of the stream. If anybody ever asks, you just gotta come into the stream and Lara, happy Halloween. Pickle juice does help. Every time I was taking a shot last time, I was ripping the pickle juice with it, and by the end of the night, I was driving Uber. I'm just kidding. Didn't do that. But I felt pretty dang good. Thank you, Lilo, for the Discord link there. Well, guys, even though it is Halloween, this video will be, once we start recording, will be coming out Monday, along with a new podcast update there. So if you don't follow me on your favorite podcast platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, all that random bullshit, wherever, any popular podcasts you prefer, that'll be coming out Monday at noon. So stay tuned for that, and then we'll be working on today's video. You'll get to see it live as I have all my flubs and bubs and grubs. Oh, and I didn't. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself with my recording. And I set up my mic, and I didn't even put in I didn't even delete the last audio. It probably sounds like I'm right next to your ear, but I kind of am, because I'm trying to look at my microphone's interface to delete all that bullshit. Spooky dooky 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 spooky dooky. You're blaring this out to the neighbor. Hell yeah. You need to wake up the whole neighborhood. Stop stalling. Get right to the juicy bits. Yeah, fuck. I forgot to delete the oh wait, there we go. We're clear. Audio is deleted. No data on the disc. We're good to go. I'm never going to show my face. Well, I did take a picture of me and my Where's Waldo bullshit, and I was contemplating maybe posting at least a Waldo reveal on the Discord, but I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. Alex says, hey everyone, just want to say hi, enjoy your Halloween party, talk to you guys later, love y'all, Joel party will be back next stream. Nice. The Joel party is going full bore tonight. You got full bars and pizza? Dude, you should put those full candy bars on a pizza. That would be sick. Alright. I gotta record 10 seconds of silence here before we kick off the stories. But guys, thanks again for being here. I'm gonna switch over the reading screen. Happy Halloween. What can I say? It's gonna be just like every other stream, but just so happens to be on one of the most magical nights of the year, where the dead walk amidst the living, and sometimes the dead tell you a story about creepy elementary school experiences, which is what tonight's about. Hey Durf. Durfy Doo. Durfy and Hannah in the slumber party is here. What song is this? So this mix is called Halloween Night Lo-Fi Jazz Hop Chill Hop. I don't know if that helps at all, but I'm sure you could find it on YouTubies. But yeah, we got 6 elementary school related experiences, so thank you guys for having terrifying experiences when you were very young. Rook X with the 5 says, gotta go, Let's Read. Can't stay for the stream, but I know your streams are always OP, so I'll look forward to the recorded version. GG lol. GG baby. Stay safe. You walk amidst the living every day. Okay, 10 seconds of silence and we'll kick this off. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm still playing the normal music. I'm so discombobulated sometimes. Jeez Louise. Do do do. Do 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 do. Bong. Iron Cthulhu Apocalypse, thank you for being such a freaking badass making this music. Setting the tone. There's me in the chair. Well, guys, if you got a story, as you know, please submit it to reddit.com/r/letsreadofficial. You're watching Mr. Beast. What's that son of a bitch doing? He better be eating fucking a million Reese's Pieces and drowning in it. Otherwise, I'm not subscribing. He's got to up his ante. Whatever one of his friends eats themselves into a diabetic coma gets a Lambo. Michael Wayne Donaghy was born on May 12, 1986 in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. When the boy was just 4 years old, he accompanied his family to Blanchard Elementary School so they could watch his mother participate in a practice session of flag football. They were a close-knit, loving family who showed plenty of support for each other's passions and hobbies, and Michael's father would often bring the whole family to cheer along their mother during competitive games. The family arrived at the elementary school at around 12:30 p.m. on the Sunday of the 24th of March, 1991, about a half hour before the flag football practice was due to commence. Michael's mother, Crystal, walked him over towards the main sports field, while his father, Bruce, stayed behind in the family's car to collect a few belongings, including a hamper of sandwiches and snacks that they would consume while watching the practice. But on the way, young Michael spied an adventurous... Whoops. Let me scoot this over here a tad. I'm your savior. Your savior has arrived. Oh boy. Pog. This is a Pog champ type of chat. Michael Crowe, okay. But on the way, young Michael spied an adventure playground. Okay. Jeez. You're going vegan. I only heard positive experiences from vegans. Well, I'm sure there's got to be one or two vegans out there that had lost interests or craved blood so much that they started just eating their pets whole. But on the way, young Michael spied an adventure playground, complete with a swing set, seesaw, and climbing frame. Desperate to spend a little time careening around the play area, Michael begged his mother to allow him a little playtime before they would take a seat in the stands. Crystal was never one to deny her young son a little fun when he'd been behaving himself, so she permitted him to do so, but made him promise to let his father collect him as soon as he arrived to do so. However, when Bruce was told where Michael was and walked over to fetch him, he found that Michael was nowhere to be seen. Blue, no yawning. Yeah, I've been up since like 7, because I actually have like a normal sleep schedule. How long is the stream going to be? I'm going to say it's going to be maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Ain't shit. And if it's not, I'll do my best to get it to that length. Do I yawn on purpose? Yes, I force them out of my body. No, sometimes I see one of you yawn, so it's contagious. Bruce walked around the play area, calling his son's name while checking under the slides and anywhere else Michael might be hiding. But still he couldn't find him. Panic ensued. Bruce ran towards the crowd that had gathered at the edge of the sports field, informing them that his son was missing. Around 50 people began scouring the area, looking for the missing toddler while Bruce and Crystal rushed to use a nearby payphone to inform the police that their boy was missing. Since Michael disappeared from a public hit that like button, baby. Since Michael disappeared from a public place in such an apparently short period of time, it was judged to be a case of child abduction, and the investigation that followed became one of the largest in Canadian law enforcement history. Every single detective from the Victoria Police Department was called in to assist in the search, as the boy's disappearance from a public playground struck fear into the hearts of parents up and down the country. As a result, and compounded by the high levels of publicity that the case received, thousands upon thousands of tips came in from all over North America, which at the time made for extremely time-consuming work, since everything had to be written down on actual paper and filed manually. The lack of digital technology hampered the investigation, and many have since suggested that technology such as CCTV cameras, DNA analysis, and computerization may have actually contributed in solving the case. The initial bulk of the investigation involved Victoria police officers. Alec, your surgery went well. That's good, man. I'm happy for you. You work at a nursing home and you're strictly vegan. You're only... I'm confused how the nursing home's related to... Is it to, assure us that you're not going to eat any of the residents? I would hope not, but sometimes they be looking hella thick. The initial bulk of the investigation involved Victoria police officers interviewing known child predators and questioning their whereabouts at the time of Michael's disappearance. Police also talked to everyone who had been at the flag football practice, but unfortunately the only piece of pertinent information involved just a handful of people having seen a man in his late 40s or early 50s was hanging around a large brown van which was parked near the playground in which Michael had been playing. Yet despite the eyewitness statements, police were unable to secure the license plate number of the van, and nor were they able to get a detailed description of the man with the brown van. The situation got so desperate that a month after Michael had disappeared, local police staged a detailed recreation. Am I benching 300 yet? No, the bench, I'm still moving up linearly, but it's, I'm trying to think where I technically would be. It's like like last time I can pump out like 185 for 10 pretty easy, which is cool, but like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not going to be sounding any bells for that until I get to be able to do like 10 for 225 or something, but it's a slow process. Kind of annoying, but trust the process. Yeah, 275 was probably the most I had done, but the way that after COVID, or not necessarily after COVID, but just like once that whole situation went down and our state kind of like slowly implemented gyms to be opened again after a period of time, there's probably like a good 2-month duration in which I just like didn't touch a weight, and Liz wants to get benched. Yeah, I just like, so it took me a while to kind of build back into it, but I feel like I'm on a good program, and I hope to, keep moving on up to the east side of benching over 275. The situation got so desperate that a month after Michael had disappeared, local police staged a detailed recreation of the supposed abduction at the very same site it had occurred. Using a brown van and an officer who posed as the apparent abductor, Police hoped that the recreation would jog the memories of those that had seen anything, either at the playground or in the surrounding area. The general public was told that on that day that he vanished, that Michael was wearing a blue hooded jacket with red lining and red cuffs, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles t-shirt, multicolored rugby pants, and blue sneakers. Yet despite their efforts, the recreation failed to produce a single new lead in the case, and over the months that followed, time and resources were exhausted to the point that the investigation was basically abandoned. Michael's parents were heartbroken. Since it was entirely possible that Michael Donaghy was smuggled into the United States after his abduction, many news outlets south of the border asked Americans to rack their brains to recall if they had seen any child fitting Michael's description, who seemed to be accompanied by a sketchy or skittish man. As a result, there were reported sightings of the boy in South New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. In fact, the last reported sighting of Michael Donaghy came on the 19th of June, 1991, when there was an attempt to abduct a 7-year-old girl from the street outside her home in Berlin Borough, New Jersey. The targeted girl screamed so loud that it brought people out of their homes, who subsequently chased away the potential abductor and prevented the girl from being taken. In the aftermath, eyewitnesses stated that not only was there a large brown van present during the failed abduction, but there was a small Caucasian boy in the passenger seat who had blonde hair and blue eyes. The physical description was an exact match to that of young Michael. Aside from the idea that Michael was abducted, there have been several other interesting theories regarding the reasons for his disappearance, the first being that Michael simply wandered off. Blanchard Elementary School is just a short walk away from the Christmas Hill Nature Sanctuary, which is home to the rather large Swan Lake. It is entirely possible that Michael simply tottered off into the park, fell into the lake, and drowned, before being carried downstream and out into Victoria Bay before his body could be found. It has also been suggested that Michael was taken by a so-called black market adoption ring. He was young enough to be indoctrinated into believing he was entirely a different person, and given that there were many black market adoptions in the 1980s and 1990s, this theory cannot be entirely dismissed. The phenomenon persisted well into the 21st century, too. In 2014, I don't know how to say this, Guernica magazine. Maybe you guys are familiar with this magazine. Guernica, I don't know. It's like Guernica. Not quite sure if I'm saying it right. Right. Argentinian.
Pronouncenames.com.
Guernica. I gotta really do the roll the Guernica. Guerrer. Guerrer. The phenomenon persisted well into the 21st century, too. In 2014, Guernica magazine reported on a case of a Guatemalan couple that claimed their daughter, who had been adopted by a family in the state of Missouri, had been kidnapped by a myriad. Jesus Christ. Wait, I don't know. This doesn't seem to line up as far as the sentence go. Okay, Guernica magazine reported on a case in Guatemala, a couple that claimed their daughter, who had been adopted by a family in the state of Missouri, claimed that their daughter... Oh, I see. I didn't read that right. Dollface Killer, long time no see. What's up? I smell good tonight. Good. Because I just ripped some ass. Pradeep has entered the chat. Where is he? Oh, yeah, he's behind me all curled up in a cozy black fur ball. In 2014, Guernica magazine reported on a case of a Guatemalan couple that claimed their daughter, who had been adopted by a family in the state of Missouri, had been kidnapped by a myriad of people working in the child trafficking business. In that particular instance, It was deemed that both the child's and the biological mother's DNA reports were falsified and processing documents were forged so that the adoption appeared legal. The article revealed a sinister side of international adoption, consisting of government involvement and even trafficking for the purpose of organ harvesting. But another, albeit outlandish, theory has been purported that Michael had fallen victim to a satanic cult. In the years that followed his disappearance, some sections of the amateur... Fucking hell. Some sections. Remember the... Yeah, never mind. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Sean Connery. Jeez. Sean Connery. By God, it's me, Sean Connery. I'm not sure if I can do his voice justice. Does this sound like the late Sir Sean Connery? Sean. Shit on my Sean Connery. Sorry. Irish Springs. Wrong. I don't even shower anymore, so. Yeah, I never watched a Sean Connery James Bond flick. Katarina, thanks for stopping by. In the years that followed his disappearance, some sections of the amateur detective community suggested that it was no coincidence that Michael was abducted on Palm Sunday, 7 days before Easter, and 7 streets away from Easter Street in Victoria. These theorists claimed that Victoria, British Columbia, was the satanic worship capital of the world, and that Michael was taken as an offering to Satan. These claims stemmed from the 1980 publication of a book called Michelle Remembers, which details the assertions of one Michelle Proby, who recalled several months of evil, violent satanic rituals she was subjected to as a child in her hometown of Victoria. She claimed that her memories of the events had been repressed for decades until a psychiatrist by the name of Lawrence Pasder unlocked them using hypnotherapy. It was while under hypnosis that Proby started to recount a horrifying web of torture, murder, and, most relevant of all, abduction. She said she remembered being from her family, then groomed to participate in a ritual. The goal was which to summon Satan himself. The ritual apparently included children being locked in cages with snakes, forced cannibalism, and the eventual blood sacrifice of said children. The book was an explosive bestseller and became a kind of template for scores of other claims of satanic ritual abuse and what became known to many as the Satanic Panic. On the surface, the claims made in the book seemed far too far-fetched to actually be taken seriously, yet Proby was no crank. She seemed to be perfectly calm and rational, holding down an otherwise unremarkable family life in suburban Victoria. Dr. Pasder was also not an obvious fanaticist. Fantasist? Is that even a word? Fantasist? Hannah's typing pee-pee into the chat. She's crazy. She's gone nuts. Hannah,
Fantasist.
Fantasist. A person who imagines or dreams about being desired. Stormwave with the 5 says, Halloween question, who's the better magical housewife? Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie or Samantha from Bewitched? Whew. What do you guys think? I did like Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie. That was such an interesting show. It's been so long since I've seen it, but there used to be all those sort of classic shows on like Nick at Night and stuff like that, which was pretty sick. But I don't think I've ever actually watched Bewitched before. Is it any good? Oh. Ooh. Kevin Gomez with the $50 donation. Says, dude, go buy yourself anti-yawning cream. Lol, happy Halloween from Las Vegas. Las Vegas, nice. My friend was actually just out there. He said it is kind of like a ghost town right now. I don't know if that's your experience or not, but thank you so much, Kevin, for the 50. I do apologize for the yawning. It's with the new sleep schedule, waking up around like, with the sunrise and that kind of thing. Any of these like later streams tend to be on the sort of latter part of my day, and I get a bit stricken with the tired, if you understand where I'm coming from. But thank you again for the 50. That's really generous, and thank you. Angie Gibson with a 5 says, fall asleep with bedtime stories? Perfect. X. It's just a single, wait, so X is XOXO, so X's are kisses and O's are hugs, right? And then a single X means they're going to cut your throat, I think. Don't twerk too much, my ass might fall off. Oh yeah, are we doing daylight saving time soon? Or when's that start? Or did that already happen? I don't fucking know. I don't know what year it is, man. It's all just a big blur. Did Joel just cough? I don't think I coughed. Did I cough? If I was sick, you would know I was sick. I would tell you. I would cough right on you. Okay. Loan me some Adderall. No thanks. I don't want to stay up all fucking night. But I appreciate the thought. Dr. Pastor was also not an obvious fantasist. He was a family man and respected professional psychologist who had no history of outlandish theories or research. Perhaps we'll never know if there is any truth to such claims, and if there is, they may provide something of a fascinating yet horrifying insight into just how and why Michael disappeared from Blanchard Elementary School on that warm summer morning in 1991. As of 2016, Michael Wayne Dunhee's case remains open, and all evidence is available to the public. There are also a handful of retired Victoria police officers who claim they were continuing their investigations outside of a professional capacity. For them, it's no longer a professional endeavor, but a personal quest to see justice served. Even in the face of such dire odds, all involved are hopeful that someday more information will come to the fore that shed more light on what has been a case that's as baffling as it is tragic, and that the many unanswered questions that have plagued Michael's parents and police officers alike will finally be answered. Do you think I should start with that story for the video? Because, like, I don't know. I feel like... Do you guys think, like, a true crimes... Like, even though it says, like, true scary stories, and that is a true scary story, it's just, like, the sort of true crime stuff. Do you think that would, like, pull people in more so than, like, an anecdotal type experience where people say it from the first person, or... You know what I mean? Tell us when you take a shot. Well, yeah, I really got to stop saying I'm going to do things and then not do it, because I've already disappointed people too much. I mean, at least I'm doing the stream, which is one good thing, but I was, I don't know. I just didn't feel like drinking tonight. And also, and I have no idea if Lazy Masquerade, like, I felt bad because Lazy Masquerade's, like, yeah, like I said, 12 hours ahead of me, so he's most likely still in bed right now, you know what I mean? Or, you know, doing normal life stuff. I would hate to bother him. It would just be difficult to coordinate, you know, because my schedule's so unpredictable. I don't want somebody else to have to rely on me, you know. Hey, Chloe, how are you? You prefer the anecdotal first, myself, yeah. Joel's a deadbeat dad, yeah, look at me. Telling you I'm just gonna go get cigarettes, I'll be right back. And he didn't yeah, I'm the deadbeat dad who doesn't drink. This dad doesn't even drink when he says he's gonna drink. What the fuck? Yeah, just drink for me, guys. Take a shot every time I finish a story, and I think you'll be feeling pretty litty-titty. No, it's all good. I know you guys don't want to peer pressure me, because sure would suck if your favorite streamer went into an alcoholic coma and it'd be your fault. No, I'm just kidding, but I was just thinking like how I would sleep afterwards, and I'd most likely like just be in a daze. I feel like I gotta like really rev myself up if I'm gonna get like schlitty sloshed, and I feel like I didn't have like the right mentality going into the stream for it to be like full bore party mode, you know what I mean? Spleza, thank you, love you too. How many stories left? We got 5 stories left. That was number 1. Should live stream you playing Little Hope. What's Little Hope? Did you miss the hand reveal? No, it was I think Corpse Husband might. I think he took a picture of my hand when I was sleeping. He's going to put that up soon, so keep an eye out for that on his Twitter. Take a shot for every gargle. Am I a father? No, I am not. Not that I know. Oh yeah, eat pieces of candy. Goddamn. I want to, like, after this, just go get some fucking candy. Alright, story 2. When I was a kid, my family moved from our home in upstate New York all the way down to North Carolina, all because of something to do with my dad's job. It was a pretty scary time in my life. For someone so young, you have to leave behind their school friends and stuff and settle in an entirely new place. It was deeply disconcerting and saddening. But none of that compared to what I'd face one day during elementary school. To me, it was... What? Where's my cat? You have loaned it out to the local witch, yeah. I don't know how useful he would be to a witch. Because he's a lazy boy. A lazy boy. To me, what does it say? To me, it was a morning a lot like... Oh, okay. Oh, it was, yeah. Mr. Potato, you're done. You're getting ignored. I can't acknowledge every single human being in the chat, my dude. I feel like people always get mad when I don't talk to them, like, personally. Like, I don't come to their house and, like, kiss them on the forehead and tuck them in. You know, it's like, it's literally impossible. And, I mean, if you have a question, just ask it, you know? Just don't be a self-centered human being and expect me to just, like, suck your toes at every beck and call. To me, it was a morning a lot like any other. Nothing remarkable or ominous about it. I mean, the weather seemed pretty terrible, so there was no outside recess during the morning, but that's not entirely unusual during fall on the East Coast. But as the afternoon progressed, I remembered looking out the windows of our classroom and seeing the light drizzle of the morning progress. Fuck. But as the afternoon progressed, I remembered looking out the windows of our classroom and seeing the light drizzle of the morning progress steadily into some of the heaviest wind and rain I'd ever seen. Like it was pounding against the windows so hard at one point that our teacher had to actually raise their voice in order to make themselves heard. Not long after, another teacher walks into the classroom, quickly walks up to our teacher standing at the front of the class, and whispers something in her ear. Our teacher immediately goes all wide-eyed, and although we didn't know exactly what had been said or what was going on, the super tense feeling just descended over the class, like we instinctively knew something was wrong. Class continued for a little while. All the while the weather outside continued to get worse, only this time, instead of just ignoring it, our teacher kept looking out of the windows. I remember turning to see what she was looking at and seeing like a bunch of stuff flying across the playing field outside. Nothing major, just a lot of paper and bits of plastic. But I'd never seen anything like that before, and it made me really, really nervous. And then the intercom on our classroom buzzed into life. saying something about Hall. Oh, fuck. Hall wall. I feel like there's gonna be like a tornado or something. Joel breaks into our houses, pedicures your pet's toes with purple glitter polish. Hey, that could be a Patreon tier. Then, the intercom in our classroom buzzed into life, saying something about how all teaching staff and pupils needed to take shelter in the hallways immediately. So we did, and with our teacher trying to keep us all calm, and she struggled to keep a lid on her own fears, we filed out into the hallway and were told to sit down on the floor out there. By that point, we could all hear the sounds of the wind howling outside of the building, even through some pretty thick cladding and stuff, which was terrifying all in its own. And the louder it got, the more and more afraid we all got as our teachers explained that it was just some nasty weather, and it couldn't hurt us so long as we were in the hallways. Things were fine for a little while, but our classroom was right next to the library, and at one point, just as the mood seemed to be as tense as it could get, we all heard this big crashing sound coming from behind the closed double doors. It was so loud and frightening that all the kids immediately screamed when we heard it, and it was followed by these horribly loud howling wind noises that seemed to echo down the hallways we were sat in. It honestly sounded like a big old monster had just come smashing its way through the glass and was tearing around the library, knocking things over as it went. Some of the other kids were inconsolable at that point, as the screams turned into sobs and wails that the teachers tried and failed to calm. It was like a rolling choir of fear and misery, with almost every second kid just either quietly sobbing or openly wailing. I admit to crying myself, but it was only upon hearing another kid saying to a teacher, "I want to go home, and I want my mom and dad, I need mom and dad," that just made me think of my own parents, and how this horrible and bizarre event might be affecting them too. That's when I couldn't find it in me to be brave anymore, and I broke down crying as well. We ended up staying in that corridor for hours, way past the time we all should have been filing out of the school for the end of the day. We actually... oops. Joel is a cool kid, thanks. Thanks, Monica, love you too. You wish the chat had photo sharing capabilities. I want to share postcards. We'll go into Discord. You can share your costumes on there and the selfies. It's pretty cool. You can actually, you don't even have to download Discord's program. You can use it through like web browser and stuff too. And there's an app for the phone if that's easier. Discord's pretty sweet. You can make some nice friends. Hey Jessica, what's up? It was actually dark out by the time the howling noises stopped coming from the library, and you can't even imagine the sense of relief that came over us when we were told that our parents would be coming to collect us from school in the next hour or so. I cried again when I saw them near the main entrance, running up and giving them a huge hug. I was just so thankful that they were safe and that whatever was going on outside hadn't gotten them, as I was so terrified that it might. As it turns out, the school had been hit by a tornado. It definitely wasn't the worst kind that could have hit, but as I mentioned, it was bad enough to blow out the windows in the library, or maybe it was a tree that was felled that somehow managed to smash through the windows. I didn't actually see what exactly caused the damage. But at that age, I wasn't even sure what a tornado even was. Like, sure, I'd heard the word before, but I'd never been caught in anything as crazy as that, and neither had most of the other kids by the way they reacted. It was without a doubt the single most pant-wettingly scary thing that ever happened to me during my entire childhood, let alone during my time in elementary school. Since then, I've had a profound respect for how awesomely powerful the forces of nature can be, and how they are not to be taken lightly. I know this isn't as gripping or terrifying a story as some of the school lockdown ones I read about from time to time, but for all of us in school that day, it was like a nightmare come to life. OnlyFans. Does anybody here do the OnlyFans thing? Like, it's just funny because I don't know. I'm like, I hear like normal, you know, your normal friends just like out of nowhere. Oh, I lost my job, so I started up an OnlyFans. It's just like, yeah, I'm just doing casual porn now, so if you guys want to subscribe, hit me up. See what happens. I guess it doesn't always have to be like outright porn, but I mean, the sort of the implications tend to be some lewds are involved. Your fella says he hates your feet tonight, and he said my toes look like fingers. What do I do? Well, tell him, just shove him in his mouth instantly. No option. Yeah, natural disasters are pretty terrifying. I don't think I've ever really experienced them around here. OnlyFans strictly for Let's Read subscribers. It's the implication. Is it expensive? Like if can I just do like a month trial for if you guys got an OnlyFans? Just like a little, you know, just like a little taste. See if I'm into it. That'd be funny if like OnlyFans get like really, really complex and they have like OnlyFans meetups. Like, imagine all of your, if you're like having OnlyFans and like you have a meetup with like all of your subscribers and they're just like a bunch of creepy old dudes. Hey, what's up? You told me you loved me in the chat. Oh, Hannah, did you carve a pumpkin? I wonder if they'll have pumpkins on sale, because I feel like I still want to carve one even though it's going to be November 1st. Also, my beard is real big, and tomorrow is the first day of November, and I really want to do Movember and do just a mustache. Liz is going to give me a discount. Thank you. The 100% 5-finger discount. I'm gonna steal your OnlyFans content. I'm gonna post it on my channel. JK. Big beard OnlyFans. Yeah, there's like a subreddit called like bearded men with cats or something like that, or maybe it was like a website, I forget, but I think I stand a good chance to be a top post on there. Why don't I show us your face with the beard with it? Well, damn, can I just take the beard off when I show it to you and put it back on? Did I know pumpkin was a fruit? Dear God, you can't be blowing my mind like that. Oh yeah, I'm definitely Grizzly Adams. Grizzly Adams here. It's pretty soft though right now. I've been using some beard oil after the old shower. I think you might enjoy running your fingers right through it. Oh, your cat Acer is here. That's cute. You can just zoom into your mouth while you read so I can still be anonymous only. I feel like that'd be kind of gross. Like after I just got done like eating Chips Ahoy. Hey everybody. Nunny? It's a fruit? Dr. Squatch. Lube the lips. Lube them up. Hashtag lube your lips. Lube. Lip lube. It really does make a huge difference having lubed succulent lips while reading versus some dry ass lips. I see you scrolling with your dry ass lips. Don't try to apply it now. Don't try to apply it now. We already know you got some dry ass lips. Halloween started in Ireland, not America. Figured Halloween was like, yeah, a really old ass holiday, like going back to some sort of weird Catholic pagan shit. Okay, story number 3 on the Halloween stream. Beatrice Angelica Mota was born on the 11th of February 2008, the second daughter of Sandro and Lucia Mota. She grew up on her family's farm not far from the city of Petrolina in northeastern Brazil, in an area known for producing a huge amount of tropical fruit, such as guavas, papayas, and mangoes. Despite the region having a reputation for violent crime, the countryside outside of Petrolina is considered more peaceful, and for Beatrice's parents, it was a place they could raise a family in relative tranquility. Along with her older sister, Beatrice was enrolled at a private Catholic elementary school situated in downtown Petrolina. It was one of the most esteemed educational institutions in the entire state of Bahia, a place that I don't know if it's Bahia, it's probably like Bahia. Uno momento. Troll is dressed up as Waldo.
Bahia or Bahia.
Oh, but there's all these dislikes. Where's the comments? Come on. Are comments hidden? Or did nobody comment? Dude, I'm pretty sure this bitch Emma got her comments hidden, even though she's saying words fucking wrong. Callie, that's like such a specific question. Amen, yeah, sorry, I lied, I am not drunk. I'm just drunk on life, baby. Bay? Alright, come on, this has gotta be right.
Bahia.
Anybody know if it's Bahia or Bahia? I feel like it's gotta be Bahia. Bahia, like almost like it flows together. You know what I mean? Bahia. Okay, so the H is like silent. Pronounce it Bahia. Oh, okay, like Bahia. Okay, or Bahia. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Thank you, Lara. It was one of the most esteemed educational institutions in the entire state of Bahia, a place that might not have been able to afford to attend if their father Sandro hadn't been employed as a teacher there. Naturally, the school came to play a huge role in Mota's family's life, but unfortunately, not always for the best reasons. On the evening of the 10th of December 2015, when Beatrice was just 7 years old, the entire Mota family attended a graduation ceremony that was being held at their school. Almost 1,000 proud parents were gathered to celebrate an important chapter in their children's lives, and the event featured live music and speeches from both teachers and parents alike. Since Sandra Mota was an employee and was helping run the ceremony from behind the scenes, Beatrice... Oh, my fucking mouse just... Oops. Wait. Shit. What did I just do? Oh, I accidentally clicked and went to another screen. Shite. Fucking hell. Lila, what is the score of the game you're watching? I can only imagine. 1,000 proud parents. Okay. Wait, so tomorrow's All Saints Day, and the day after that is Souls Day? Are those actual days? Wait, what happened? Is it... Wait, am I still... People were asking me if something happened. Did something happen, or am I still... Every time someone, like, asks that, I always just think I, like, lost connection or something. Am I still here? Hello, hello, hello. I don't know why people ask that, unless maybe they just, like, have issues, like, on their end. Architect, are you banned? I'm good, yeah, I just... Nothing happened. Alright. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube's lost connection to God. Okay. Wait. We're trying to figure out how to pronounce a word in Spanish, but their last name is Mota. Brother might not be drinking, but wear them trees. Is it pronounced a different way or some shit? Oh, fuck. You're trying to get my attention. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to read this stuff. No face reveal anytime soon, I'm sorry. Mota equals pot. I don't know, maybe their last name is Pot, unless I'm pronouncing it wrong. Yeah, that's how it's spelled though. Mota is weed. Well, maybe their last name is fucking Weed. I don't know what it's like in Brazil, to be honest with you. Since Sandra Mota was an employee and was helping run the ceremony behind the scenes, Beatriz was being looked over by her mother, Lucia. However, sometime around 10 p.m., while the graduation ceremony was still in full swing, Beatriz told her mother that she wanted to get a drink at a water fountain close by. Lucia told her daughter to come straight back to her, but when about 10 minutes went by and Beatriz had not returned, Lucia got up to go look for her. She was concerned but didn't panic, as the school grounds were fenced off by patrolling security guards. She could have only gone so far. But around 45 minutes later, despite the aid of a handful of the school's security team, Beatriz had still not yet been found. By that point, Sandra Mota... Wait. Was that... Did they say Sandro earlier? Swamp Dweller. I saw a wild Florida man already tonight. Oh shit, I imagine so. It's Saturday. Am I grumpy? I'm not grumpy. I'm just hot. It's fucking hot in here, man. Beatriz, where are you? I can't. Where the fuck was I? Wait, Sandra Mota was an employee. But the mother... Who the fuck is... Wait. Beatriz... Oh. God damn it. They spelled Sandra instead of Sandra. Okay, I gotta go back and read that again. Sorry. Why do I always tell such bullshit stories? I don't fucking know. Steven Sanders. Why do you say such rude shit? It's pronounced squawk. Since Sandra Moto was an employee and was helping run the ceremony from behind the scenes, Beatrice was being looked over by her mother, Lucia. However, sometime around 10 p.m., while the graduation ceremony was still in full swing, Beatrice told her mother that she wanted to get a drink at a water fountain close by. Lucia told her daughter to come straight back to her, but when about 10 minutes went by and Beatrice had not returned, Lucia got up to go look for her. She was concerned but didn't panic as the school grounds were fenced off by patrolling security guards. She could have only gone so far. But around 45 minutes later, despite the aid of a handful of the school's security team, Beatrice had still not been found. By that point, Sandro Mota had been notified that his daughter was missing and took to the bandstand, using the microphone to notify the audience that Beatrice was missing. He even used the PA system to call out to her personally, saying, "Beatrice, my daughter, where are you? Hey, Bea, everyone is looking for you, my love." The parents and teacher alike started to search the school grounds for the 7-year-old, calling out her name until eventually a blood-curdling scream could be heard, coming from the entrance of the school's gymnasium. The scream was unleashed by the school's security guards. Oops. Yeah, I don't know why you'd let your kid go. I guess, I don't know, they just trusted the school. Thanks, Margaret. No, he just, some random person comes in and says, "Why do you read such bullshit stories?" Like, well, dude, you don't have to fucking even exist here on this channel. Go fucking jerk off to some Let's Play. I don't fucking care. I just, like, what? I literally read the same type of content all the fucking time, so for you to even make a comment about it would mean that you still, like, desire to exist within the community or absorb the stories or something, but, like, it just seems like such a waste of time to, like, go hate on something whenever you don't even enjoy it in the first place, you know what I mean? It's not like it's a piece of media that's, like, being forced on you or anything. Architect with a 7 Canadian says, "Trick or treat, why do skeletons have low self-esteem? It's because they have no body to love." La 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 la. Thank you, Architect, for the 7. And Julian Ashworth with a 3. Keep it up, great work. Thank you. Thank you, Julian. Appreciate that. I just get triggered, that's all. No, I don't actually care. It's just weird sometimes, like, observing, like, because I mean, like, observing a chat, and I'm going to give you guys, like, just an idea of what it's like you're reading chat, and it's just like, you're interacting with, you know, we're at 444 viewers, you know what I mean? Like, it's just an interesting concept, because it's, like, you just have so many personalities going all at one time, you know what I mean? They all have, like, different perceptions of, like, chat etiquette and what, you know, where they stand in relation to their interaction with you. They could also be, like, really young and naive, or that, you know what I mean? Or they could just be a complete idiot, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many variations. It's like a heckler, yeah, I guess, you know what I mean? Yeah, kill them with kindness. Kill them with a kind strangle to the throat. No, I'm just kidding. The scream was unleashed by one of the school's security guards, who had made a horrifying discovery in one of the gym's closets. It was the bloody, lifeless body of Beatrice Mota. Police rushed to the scene as news of the girl's death reverberated around the crowds of parents and children. A handful of families would remain behind at the school to console Beatrice's devastated parents. Sniff that subscriber button, baby. Well, it's true. So, oh, yeah. So basically, I'm just recording stories that'll come out Monday. We chillin', chatting, join the Discord. You know what to do. Yeah, the scratching of the beard gets picked up pretty easily. It's kind of crazy how sensitive the mic is. A handful of families would remain behind at the school to console Beatrice's devastated parents, but after being questioned by police, the rest were ordered to leave so that... Connor, hey Joel, I have a stutter and I really struggle with my speech. Listening to the calm and clear way you talk helps me pace my own speech, so thank you. Your videos mean a lot. Oh, thank you, Connor. I'm glad. Yeah. I hope it helps. Yeah, you overcome that. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Do you guys like cook up and bake the pumpkin seeds? The mic, yeah. The mic is constantly getting ASMR, ooh vibes. How many stories? This is story 3 of 6. I think we're about halfway. Yeah. Well, no, this is a long one. You're getting sweepy. Good, good. A handful of families would remain behind at the school to console Beatrice's devastated parents, but after being questioned by police, the rest were ordered to leave so that a thorough investigation could commence. They were soon joined by high-ranking members of the state police, as well as forensic examinators. Sorry, I can't find my groove right now. And Sam S. with the 549 says, "Don't get upset about random bitches. No one's asking them to make an OnlyFans. No one's asking them to make an OnlyFans, are they? We love you, the Joel community." Thank you. Yeah. It's just, yeah, I don't know why. I was honestly, like, there's this one streamer I watched, like, his name's Chipsa on Overwatch, and, like, his fucking community, like, he's really toxic, you know? But you can tell he's, like, a nice guy, you know what I mean? Like, if you hung out with him normally, he's a nice guy, but he's just, like, really toxic when he plays his games, and just always, like, bitching, complaining and stuff, and, like, but it's funny, you know what I mean? It's, like, funny the way he does it, and he's fucking British, so it's even better. And, like, you know, his community, it's like they've built up a culture around them of just being, like, negative as fuck to him, you know what I mean? They say it, like, they literally, like, to the point of them, like, cyberbullying, you know? I mean, he really does take it in stride, which is impressive. And, yeah. Dr. Disrespect. Kind of like Dr. Disrespect. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Disrespect is toxic. He is toxic, I would say, but, like, he doesn't exude that out towards his teammates, you know, because he's always playing, like, duos with that Z Laner guy, you know. But I don't know why. I like watching Dr. Disrespect. He's just got good energy, you know what I mean? I know he is just, like, the typical, like, alpha male bullshit, but I mean, his, like, level of production value is just so far beyond any streamer I've ever watched. You know, I know it's kind of like a gimmick with the costume and the attitude, but it really is like watching a, like, professional wrestler, like, play fucking video games, which is amazing, you know. Lara says, "Joel, seriously, you're helping me because I'm at the beginning of a panic attack, but your voice and all the interaction helps a lot. Thank you so much. Sorry for the serious talk, but no, yeah, people talk about panic attacks and stuff like that, and I've always been kind of confused by them. Like, I always thought that I might have one if I was, like, sitting in open water with, like, great white sharks and stuff below me or whatever, but I don't, like, it's like a chemical thing, correct? I mean, I don't want to speculate on it because I'm not super familiar, you know what I mean? But if anybody else is familiar with how to kind of work people through those. Michelle with the 5 says, "Happy Halloween, Joel. You may not be drinking, but I am." Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. I want you guys to have a good time, you know? And I definitely am down for having a good time too, but sometimes I just like, it's got to be in the right mindset for my, and my body does not respond well to alcohol at all. Like, I was actually surprised in my birthday stream whenever, I was surprised on my birthday stream, like, that I was able to handle it so well. But I think really the pickle juice made a huge impact. Not to keep praising the pickles. Panic attacks come out of nowhere. Anxiety attacks are from excess stimuli. I'm just curious, like, if there's some, we talked about, like, ADHD last time and how there's kind of, like, correlated to, like, neural receptors, like norepinephrine and dopamine and things of that nature. I'm just curious of, like, with panic attacks, if it's similar, some sort of, stress chemical within the brain or within, any particular aspect of the human body. Like, I'm just curious about the science behind it, Kingdom Cali, have a good night. See ya. You cook some spooky shrimp soup. Simp for shrimp. No lazy on the stream, yeah. I just kind of nixed that because I didn't have like a time frame in which I was starting, and I know that he's 12 hours ahead of me, so he would have been in the morning, and I just didn't want to like disturb his life, But if he does happen to jump on here and feels like memeing around, I'd be more than happy to get him in a Discord call. And does any of my stories give me nightmares or make you think a lot? Not really. I mean, the paranormal stuff definitely does. I mean, and these like true crime stories really hit home because they're just like so raw, I guess. I mean, it's just terrifying to think like you fucking let your kid go to the water fountain and they don't come back, and then you find their body. Like, it's just fucked up, And obviously you don't, as a parent, you never expect something so nightmarish to occur. They were soon joined by high-ranking members of the state police, as well as forensic examiners who immediately began scouring the crime scene for leftover fingerprints and DNA. For some, it was the most haunting crime scene they had ever come across, having never seen a child who had been so violently and brutally murdered. An autopsy of her body later confirmed that she had received a total of 42 stab wounds to her chest, stomach, arms, and legs, which suggested whoever had killed her had done so in a frenzy of violent rage. But who exactly could bring themselves to do such a thing to an innocent 7-year-old child? Initial speculation was that whoever had committed the crime had a personal motive, given the ferocious nature of the attack. The wooden handler butcher's knife that had been used to take her life was actually found buried in her abdomen, which suggested that the killer had been in such a rush to escape the scene that they hadn't even bothered to hide the murder weapon. Police also noted that there was no evidence that Beatrice had been indecently assaulted, which was a relief to all involved, but further confused investigators who were completely stumped as to why this crime had been committed. The sheer number of potential suspects also proved a huge problem for investigating police. Not only were there around 1,000 people present at the graduation. Yeah, this is fucked up. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, mate. Oh, where's Pradeep? He is behind me. He's having a bit of a lay down, as a cat does. Burrito puppy, you want me to make everyone jealous? Halloween was canceled in your city. I'm sorry. Well, hopefully you can go to buy a big bag of candy and just stuff your face. Not only were they around 1,000 people oops. Not only was there around 1,000 people present at the graduation event itself, but given that the school was in downtown Petrolina, and any number of people could have snuck onto the grounds of the school to commit a crime of opportunity that involved dragging her into an isolated spot to inflict the horrific attack. As a result, police began a long and drawn-out process of gathering up CCTV footage from the cameras of the school, as well as neighboring homes, businesses, and the personal video cameras of parents in attendance. However, they were also furious to discover that the security cameras that covered the entrance to the gymnasium were not functional. This was down to an accidental fire that had been started near the gymnasium's entrance, but police speculated that since this was the one place where the cameras weren't working, that whoever murdered Beatrice may have well been aware of this and had carefully chosen that spot to drag her off to. Despite the vast amount of footage that investigators managed to secure, they were completely unable to trace the movements of Beatrice after around 10:09 p.m., when she got up to get some water from the fountain. Footage captures her walking off from her mother, but after that, there was nothing, which is presumably the time she was snatched up and dragged off to her doom. Police concluded that whoever killed her had to have an intimate knowledge of the school's layout, having chosen the one place in the entire school that wasn't covered by the vast network of CCTV cameras. The other fact that supported this theory was the killer had also fled the scene without being seen by a single person or being captured on a security camera, and given that he was likely covered in blood, this would not be an easy feat to achieve. They must have known the school grounds very well to either find an unguarded or a gap in security fencing that no one else was aware of. During interviews with hundreds of witnesses, many had spoken of seeing an unfamiliar man hanging around the area of the water fountain. One of the witnesses claimed to have seen him halted while attempting to enter the woman's bathroom before claiming it was an innocent mistake. Another said they had seen the man walking out from the gymnasium shortly before Beatrice's body was found. This would lead to the police to centering their investigation on this individual and releasing a digital composite image of the man after consulting their multiple eyewitnesses. When shown the composite image, Beatrice's father Sandro would tell police that he saw the individual approach two children that evening, asking both to help him carry some furniture into the place where Beatrice was found dead. This suggested that she had been a willing follower. Jen Child with a 5 says, Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, Jen. What are you doing, m'lady? Thank you for the 5. I had like this, I don't know, just a weird feeling. I would like, I have my, I got my Where's Waldo outfit on, and I went over to my friends before the stream, and we, walked around as, well, he, like I said, he wasn't wearing a costume or whatever, but, I don't know, it was just fun. Like, everybody was, like, really happy to see the Waldo bullshit, and not many people had costumes on, like, as far as the students, because it was, like, primarily, like, college student area and stuff like that, and, I don't know, it just, like, made me sort of crave that, Jen with a 20 buckaroonie says, cheers. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Goodness great balls of fire. Go get a bottle on me. Thick Waldo. Ooh, yeah. Thick Waldo walking around. But it just made me want to go, like, fucking, I don't know, COVID has, I feel like, just done a psychological number on a lot of people, and it just made me want to go fucking have a party, you know what I mean? Go party with people and have a good ass time. And did I twerk? Oh, you're damn right I twerked. All up and down the street looking for potential suitors. You wanted to be a bag of coffee. That'd be fun. What kind of coffee? Oh, yeah. I need my anti-yawning cream. This suggested that she had been a willing follower of the killer, which would explain why no one's attention was drawn by any... God damn it. There's like 2 spelling errors in that sentence. It just fucked me up, mate. This suggested that she had been a willing follower of the killer, which would explain why no one's attention was drawn by any kind of violent kidnap. It also suggested the murder was purely one of opportunity, as the murderer had simply taken the life of the first child who had accepted his invitation. The composite image showed a Latino man of tan complexion that was relatively short, at around 5.5 feet tall, weighing only 155 pounds, who had deep-set eyes, a prominent brow, and stern-looking features. Witnesses stated he was wearing dark blue trousers and a green-collared shirt, the latter of which would become part of the moniker that the press referred to him as the Green Shirt Man. However, only a few days after the release of the composite sketch, investigators were forced to consider the theory that there had been multiple people involved in Beatrice's murder. This was due to there being not 1, but 2 unidentified DNA samples recovered from the crime scene, one of which came from the murder weapon, the other coming from the skin samples taken from underneath Beatrice's fingernails, with both samples thought to have come from unrelated males. Then, shockingly, in March of 2016, police called a press conference at which they announced that as many as 5 people had acted in a team in order to carry out the murder, which may or may not have included people employed at the school. The revelation came from the discovery that 3 sets of keys had disappeared from the school's security offices, allowing the killers access to the school's internal and external doors and gates. The keys had been reported missing in around 2 weeks before the murder, suggesting a nature of premeditation to the crime. Police would also claim that the lights in the gymnasium had been deliberately turned off around the time of Beatrice's murder, and that sections of the CCTV footage from the night in question had been deliberately corrupted. They said that both acts were part of a well-laid-out plan to kidnap and murder a child on the night in question. While investigators would choose not to release the names of ages of their 5 suspects to the press, they did pass on some of their suspicions. One of which... Fudge. You're having nostalgia playing Dead Space. Yeah, I was always kind of a pussy whenever I played like horror games and stuff, but Dead Space was one of those ones that I like pushed through to beat, and it was a good game. Dead Space was a very good game. It was just fucking scary as shit, you know what I mean? You won't be able to sleep because of a cockroach. Is there a cockroach in your room? I remember when I went to Hawaii and we stayed at our like my buddy's brother was in the military, and he would stay in this like military home, or it was a home that was owned by the military that like quite a few of the officers or whatever would stay in when they were stationed there. And so none of them were there during that period of time, so we got to stay there for free, which was cool. But it was just like randomly there would just be a bunch of fucking cockroaches that would just like scurry about and stuff. And I think I must have killed over like 10 while I was there. It was just annoying as fuck, because you just expected them to like sprint across the floor and like climb in your throat or some shit. What's the worst internet argument I've ever gotten to? Oh man, you don't want to know, man. It's like whether it's Overwatch or fucking Reddit. Did you ever try to talk to someone on Reddit? They're like the dumbest people. Not you guys, but I mean like just the conventional like normies that exist on Reddit that just like operate as like a primary hive mind. It's bad, man. They all believe the same shit, and they like you cannot deviate from their line of thinking or their narrative, or like they'll pounce on you, you know? And it's not just fucking like, hey man, you're wrong, and this is why. It's like they want you to die. They literally want you to die. I fucking hate Reddit so much. Sam, you ended up ringing the LAPD. Why are you doing that? My best Hannibal Lecter. Well, Hannibal didn't say it rubs the lotion on his skin. That was Buffalo Bill or whatever his name is. Oh, you can't post anything on Reddit because you don't have enough karma. I know you got to earn the karma, but you can't do it because you need karma. It's a bad cycle. I mean, Reddit is good. You just have to find the right community. But all the normie ones, all like the main ones that are like promoted as soon as you get there, are just I swear to God, dude, half of those are fucking bots. You're talking to literal algorithms that it's just, I mean, just imagine you're arguing with yourself and you don't even realize it. That's how like astroturfed I think most of that bullshit is. Ever watch How I Met Your Mother? I did used to watch that. I remember there was a period of time where How I Met Your Mother was like, when it first came out, like was real popular, and you know, like it popularized like the meme, of, what was it, like bro, like everything was bro related or some shit. Jen Chow with the 10 says, "Okay, Buffalo Bill, go." Rubs the lotion on his skin, or else it gets the hose again. I think that's how he talked. Isn't that how he talks? Put the lotion in a fucking basket. Twitter is pretty fucked too. Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't understand, like, people who, like, can't, like, people who, like, attack and threaten individuals for having, like, from deviating from a mild sense of their dogmatic thinking is so frustrating, like, and it just pushes you further and further away from whatever, you know, circle jerk they were already participating in those, like, strange worlds of Reddit and Twitter and stuff like that, man. It's not fun. It's not fun. You lost your virginity to the Silence of the Lambs. That's the most memorable thing I've ever heard. Oh, put the lotion in a fucking basket. Spit the toothpaste in the sink. Oh. You can handle spiders in your bare hands, but cockroaches, fucking cockroaches. My one buddy's daughter, she has, like, well, she did, I don't know if she does, but she almost had like a cockroach little farm going, you know what I mean? Like, and she'd carry them, and she fucking loves bugs, dude. It's crazy. It's a huge bug nerd. It's cute though. But yeah, I'm kind of iffy about lizards too, you know, like I don't even know if I could handle spiders, because I have a friend who has a tarantula, and that shit is fucking, I mean, I know that it doesn't mean any harm, and I know that it's fucking, you know, treats them fine, but like, I don't want it. I don't want a fucking tarantula on my goddamn hands. Get it away from me before I squoosh it. And I wouldn't squoosh it, but I want to squoosh it instinctively. I've squooshed every other bug that's in my way as a giant creature. Not all of them, but most of them, especially if they creep me out. Favorite corny movie? Goo. Favorite corny movie? Goo. I don't even know what's a corny movie, to be honest with you. I guess like Mr. Magoo was funny, or like the Pink Panther. Those are kind of corny. You hate lizards, freaking reptiles. Well, yeah, like sometimes they're just so annoying. Lara, you touched the cockroach? Is it like, did you do that like it was sitting there and you just like put your finger on it? Or did it like jump at you? You can hear echoes? Anybody else hear echoes? Shouldn't hear echoes. Read a story, CeeLo. Alright. Why don't you read a story, Mr. Man? If you creep me out, you will be squished. Yes. Yeah, well, cockroaches will survive the eventual nuclear apocalypse. Okay, no echo. Cool, cool. Let's keep burning forward. One of which was that all except one of their suspects were employees of the elementary school who had either lied or attempted to mislead the police regarding certain details when they were being interviewed. One of the suspects were described by witnesses as having been extremely nervous around the time of the murder, while 3 claimed they were nowhere near the crime scene, claims that were proven false by the analysis of video evidence. Yet despite the police's suspicions, not a single member of the school's staff ended up being charged with the murder or any relating crime. However, all these men would be fired by the school after learning of their status as suspects, possibly simply as damage control to calm the nerves of distraught parents. In the months that followed, police would release footage to the public of the green-shirted man, who they could now confirm was the murderer. From the footage taken from surrounding businesses, he can be seen walking in the direction of the school with a rather unique lurch or gait in his step. When he reaches the school, he takes out a cell phone, engaging someone in conversation for a moment before hanging up. It is then that he reaches down and retrieves a knife that has been previously hidden in a bush before tucking it into his sock. He then walks onto school grounds, ready to take the life of an innocent child. And aside from a few shots of the green shirt man walking around the school grounds, no other footage of him exists, leaving investigators to only be able to guess at how he escaped the scene of the crime. As the investigation floundered, public interest in the story began to fade, and it wasn't until 3 years later that a break in the case was picked up by the national press, and Beatrice's name was back in the news. An outsourced IT worker who was working in the school named Allison Henrique had been identified as having lied during his police interview. And it was alleged that the corrupted CCTV footage was down to him having deliberately erasing certain files from the school's computer servers less than a month after the murder had taken place. December of 2018 saw an arrest warrant issued for Henrique, who, instead allowing himself Your hissing roach was a big old boy. I used to hold him. He was way chill. Yeah, I don't know. I guess bugs get used to it, but I just can never imagine myself making a connection with a bug. But I guess you never know. Did you ever see those people who like put those like electrical prods inside of like cockroaches, and then they can actually like using a remote control, they can like control the direction that the cockroach runs. It's really fucking weird, man. Allison, you're a new subscriber. Well, welcome. A pissing roach. We got a hissing roach and the ones that pee everywhere. December of 2018 saw an arrest warrant issued for Henrique, who, instead of allowing himself to be questioned, went on the run and became a wanted fugitive. His home was raided by police, but they were unable to find anything incriminating during the search that followed. However, while on the run, Henrique remained in touch with his lawyers, instructing them to release a statement claiming that he was hiding because he knew police simply wanted to make a scapegoat of him to distract from their own failings. On Henrique's behalf, the lawyer went on to say that it was in fact the police themselves that caused the data corruption, that he had no prior criminal history and had his IT business had no history of such glaring errors. Though over time it would become increasingly obvious that Henrique had no involvement in Beatrice's murder, given that he worked off-site and was not present at the time of the graduation ceremony. No concrete blame could be laid at his feet for the corrupted footage, which would eventually be salvaged with the help of the United States FBI. And so in 2019, a Brazilian judge would revoke his arrest warrant and Henrique would go about his life as normal again. To this day, not a single person had been successfully charged with Beatrice's murder. Beatrice's parents, Sandro, right? Beatrice's parents, Sandro and Lucia Mota, had been so outraged by the authorities' mishandling of the case that in 2019 they began crowdfunding to start their own private investigation into their daughter's murder. They felt they had been the beep 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 bop boop beep 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 bop boop boop. Fuck. Okay. Jenna Morano Sunga with the 20 Canadian dollars. Happy Halloween, Sexy Joel. What's on for a creepy story tonight? Hope Pradeep is not getting spooked. You know, he looks like the antithesis to spooked behind me. He's in dreamland right now. Probably thinking about the next time he'll get to throw up on the floor. But thank you so much, Jenna, for the 20. And we're just reading some elementary school related scary stories tonight to tantalize the kiddies and keep them fearful of going out. You're about to switch from candy to melatonin. Why not melatonin candies? There you go. But thank you again for the 20, Jenna. I really appreciate it. And Yesenia B. Martinez with the 149 New Zealand buckaroonies. And he's got the black cat per dipper. Thank you. Yeah, dude, this story is fucking sad as fuck. Like, it's actually pretty disturbing in my mind. Like, I mean, obviously. I'm just saying, like, of all the stories that I've read, just to think, like, you're a little fucking kid, and you're going to get a sip of water, and some, like, literal monster just grabs you and stabs you 42 fucking times. Like, are you... Oh my god. Like, oh my god. And imagine being the parent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if I could live with myself if I, like, was like, yeah, sweetie, go get a drink from the water fountain. Just come back quick, okay? You know? And honestly, I don't... You know, you can't even blame the parent, you know what I mean? You're in a school with security guards and all this shit, you know? You never expect someone to just, like, roll in, hey, here to stab a kid, any takers? You know, it's fucked up. And then just the way that these police handled it just seems like a massive oversight of ineptitude. They felt that had been... Wait, I can't. I'm confused by the sentence. They felt they had been so failed by... Okay. They felt they had been so failed by the Brazilian state that they no longer sought help from them at all, convinced they were unable to provide the answers they needed. Beatriz was buried on a plot on the family farm, where a small shrine was built in her honor, so the extended family could continue to pay their respects whenever they visited. And over time, the raw grief they felt has been replaced with anger, that despite all the evidence and investigation, not a single shred of justice has been served. We can only pray that, with time, Beatriz's family can finally find the answers they deserve, and that they, as well as Beatriz, can finally rest in peace. Ebe B with the 10 buckaroonie says, hi Joel, happy Halloween, hope it was great for you. I'm just happy I get to listen while I drink and blow down. I've been listening for a few years now. Love you so much. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you so much, EB. What is blow down? It sounds dangerous. Drink. You're arrested for drinking and blowing down at the same time. Blowing down under the influence. Thank you for the 10 though. Stay safe out there. There could be corona in your candy. You never know. Okay. Well, this one's substantially shorter than the last one. But yeah, blowdown sounds kinky. Tell the story of this dude named Jason and got a dick buck box. It's a real good story. I don't know what that is. It sounds interesting. Whoa, Scapegoat, you went to your first adult party last Saturday. Oh my god. Did you get all sorts of tipsy? Okay, so here in the UK, we don't really have elementary schools, but the equivalents are called junior or primary schools. We go here from about 4 to 11 years old, so while I suppose they're not strictly... Oh, smoke weed, okay. She getting turnt. She getting turnted. How did I not get a weed reference? There's too many words for weed. When I hear blow, I think of cocaine. Blow, or, you know, some sort of sexual thing. Francesca, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Here in the UK, we don't really have elementary schools, but the equivalents are called junior or primary schools. The school I went to had a tiny playground, like I think there were only about 100 kids in the entire school, so the little concrete play area was maybe only like 50 meters across, like it was tiny. So if something happened on the playground, every kid and supervising teacher could see it, which I suppose suited them down to the ground. But it didn't suit me the day something happened to Lewis, because one day, we're all just legging it around the playground as little kids do, not a care in the world, when I hear one of the teaching assistants scream really, really loudly, "Lewis! Lewis!" I remember it was autumn because I was playing with some fallen leaves when I heard the scream. Don't ask me why. Kids are daft, aren't they? I spin around, like every single other kid in the playground after hearing that blood-curdling screech, to see the teaching assistant kneeling down by Lewis, who was just lying on the concrete, with blood pouring out of his mouth. Not a little drip, I mean a steady stream of blood was just cascading out of the corner of his mouth and pooling on the ground beneath him. I mean, that was horrific enough, but the thing that really got to me was that he was totally unconscious, and that his eyes had just rolled up in their sockets, so you could only see the whites of his eyes while he bled uncontrollably from his mouth. Lewis was like the only black kid at our school, too, so from looking across the playground, the whites of his eyes just seemed to shine out to me as I looked. I just remember that specific sight. I mean, I'd have probably found it just as disturbing if it was one of the white kids, but the color contrast meant that they just stood out even more, and I remember that scaring the life out of me as all the kids just started running for this main school building. Loads of us just piled into the cloakroom. Some kids were crying, others were pale and in shock, and I obviously can't speak for any of the other kids, but I 100% thought that Lewis was dead. I'd never seen any kind of injury like that before, at least when my mate Ewan broke... Ewan? Is that E-W-A-N? Have you guys ever heard the name Ewan? Oh, Pradeep's pretty much done with the room here. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay. Ewan McGregor. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, just for some reason, without the McGregor at the end, I just like, you know, like you just don't recognize it because it doesn't flow like symbolically in your mind. Alec, love you too, bro. Happy Halloween. Did you get to dress up or anything? Is it Ewan McGregor? Yeah, yeah. Ewan... Yeah, the guy that was in the new Shining, like, sequel. What's it called? Mr. Sleep. Or Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleepy. Yeah, release me, foul mortal, Pradeep. I haven't really had that many paranormal stuff happen to me. Just some sleep paralysis stuff and some other sort of weird occurrences. But I've kind of gotten into those before on other streams. Perhaps we can discuss it later. We are on story 4 of 6. I'd never seen any kind of injury like that before. At least when my mate Ewan broke his leg when he fell off a swing set, he'd scream bloody murder until the ambulance came. I knew he was alive, even if it was really distressing. But Lewis was out cold, bleeding like a stuck pig, and good God, his eyes. I didn't know eyes could even do that back when I was that age. Afternoon classes basically got canceled after that, and the kids were just distraught, so no one was in a fit state to be concentrating on lessons. We were just kept in our classrooms until we were all called into the main assembling hall to hear the news about Lewis. We didn't get all the gory details, only that Lewis had taken a fall in the playground and had banged his head. We were told that he'd been taken to the hospital and that he was okay, but he'd be off school for a week or so while he healed up. Lewis was back before we knew it. We were all super relieved to see him. I remember the first day he was back, we all gathered around him as he showed off the big scar inside of his lip where he'd fallen on his face. He'd also had lost a few baby teeth, which I suppose was lucky, as he was about to lose them anyway, I suppose. That was definitely the most terrifying thing I'd ever seen in my childhood, though. I'm 32 now, and it's been like 25 or so years since it happened, but I remember the whole thing as clear as day. It just burned in my memory. Those eyes. There's something I'll never, ever forget. You're at work right now. It's Halloween. Yeah, I'm sorry. It does stink. The whole nation should just shut down for Halloween, you know? Like Christmas. It's like Crimbus. What's everybody drinking? Drinking game, yeah, while we listen, yeah. Don't do it with my mistakes, because you'll be drunker than a skunker. Cracking open another Wawa. Your whole life could be a creepypasta. It is interesting, you know. Some people have more paranormal experiences than others. But then there's other people who just, like, literally refuse to believe in anything paranormal. They're just like, nope. Even though thousands upon thousands of anecdotal experiences from others, you know. And I think to a degree, you know, a relative, you know, amount of science in regards to the certain apparatus that people use to investigate paranormal stuff. I feel like you gotta at least ponder it, you know what I mean, to be just completely closed-minded. To be completely closed-minded is almost to a degree non-scientific, you know what I mean, because, you know, science is all about having your mind changed. Alec drinking Joel juice. Miller Lite, baby. Motherfucking Grey Goose, baby. Okay. So this will be story numero 50. On the afternoon of Friday the 16th, May 1986, 43-year-old former town marshal David Young and his wife Doris calmly walked into Cokeville Elementary School in the small town of Cokeville, Wyoming. David headed for the school's office, where many of the teachers immediately recognized him. He was the only police officer for 6 months in the town of just over 500 people. Wait, what? He's the only police officer for 6 months? Oh. You're gonna watch Ghost Adventure Joe Exotic later? Nice. Wait, is Joe Exotic on Ghost Adventure? Or no, I guess he's in jail, isn't he? No, I mean, it's understandable why people would be skeptical of it. I mean, you gotta be a healthy amount of skepticism. You can't just think everything is paranormal shit, but I mean, it seems like a lot of people experience that shit, you know? And it's just interesting that sometimes it chooses certain individuals more frequently than others. Herbert Small with the 5 says, drunk stream, delivered the za, sipping whiskey with the wife. Shout out to her. Cheers, Joel. Thank you so much, Herbert. Cheers to the wifey. Unfortunately, I wasn't really feeling the booze tonight, so kind of just clean sailing for me, though I do apologize for building it up. I promise next time to never build up a drunk stream the way I did for this one, only to blue ball everybody. Pradeep wants out, must be a ghost. Joel Goo on Halloween. Tastier. A blue moon, yeah. Fuck. Oh shit, it is a moon. Alright, let me check the moon real quick. Yeah, it's definitely up there. It's fucking bright as hell. Man, my eyes are like burning. I'm wearing these Waldo glasses. Oh fuck, dude. The Waldo glasses, when I put them down, maybe it's just because they're pieces of glass, but hopefully they're not prescription. They send me prescription glasses for the Waldos. But they kind of like alter my vision a little bit when I took them off. Yeah, I guess it's just like looking through glass. Oh, they investigated Joe Exotic's place. Interesting. The ghosts of thousands of tigers that he shot in the face. Make the Chills voice. You make the Chills voice. I want to hear your impression. Everybody's always picking on Chills. Why y'all picking on Chills all the time? He was the only police officer for 6 months in the town of just over 500 people. But after being fired for misconduct, he moved to Arizona where he met his wife, Doris. Needless to say, he was well known among the locals. Needless to say, he was well known among the locals. The teachers regarded him with confusion, and he began to hand out a series of leaflets to them. Upon reading, they found the leaflets were titled 0 equals infinity, and detailed a series of bizarre ramblings and demands. Some of the teachers looked up from the leaflets, asking David Young just what was going on. His reply was simple: "This is revolution." As he did so, Doris Young was going from classroom to classroom with a pistol in her hand. When she arrived at each, she instructed both teachers and children to follow her, grouping 136 children, 6 faculty, 9 teachers, and 3 other adults into a single classroom. Once they were successfully corralled and held hostage, David Young then walked into the classroom with a large gasoline-based incendiary device. The device had been built in a small shopping cart and consisted of 1-gallon milk jug of gasoline, wired with a single blasting cap. Thrown into the cart were bags of black powder, along with boxes of bullets and links of steel chain which were supposed to act as shrapnel during the detonation. The detonation mechanism consisted of what is known as a dead man switch, which was tied to David's wrist. 2 metal connectors were soldered to the jaws of a clothing leg, with a small piece of wood in between them, forming an incomplete circuit. Once the wooden was removed, the mechanism would have to be held open by hand, so that if the user was shot by a police sniper, the mechanism would close and the device would detonate. David then demanded to be allowed to use a phone, with which he would contact the police to make several demands. The Cokeville hostage crisis had begun. Both David's reasons for taking hostages, as well as his demands, are frankly insane. Despite having connections with several white supremacist groups, including the Posse Comitatus. Motherfucker, what the fuck is that word? Posse Comitatus. Comitatus. I don't fucking know. Let me look this shit up. Was an ancient... What the fuck? Oh, I thought like a spider jumped in front of my face for a second because like there was some weird reflection in my eyeglasses. My Where's Waldo eyeglasses sometimes see spiders. These glasses are really good. They're the exact prescription you need, but they might have jump scares in them. Carla says, Joel, a blue moon means there is 2 full moons in a month. The first was 2nd of October. The second was tonight. The next one isn't until August 4th, 2021. That's a blue moon. Interesting. I didn't even know there was one at the beginning of the month. Comitatus aspronius erectus. Mr. Potter. Where the fuck is the pronunciation? Oh, there it is. Posse. Wait, why? It's like they have the word in the dictionary, but no pronunciation. Come on, bro. Somebody speak it for me. Oh my god. Sorry.
Comitatus.
Oh my god. Fuck. Comitatus. Whatever. I'm just gonna say that. I don't really give a shit. Despite having connections with several white supremacist groups, including the Posse Comitatus and the Aryan nations, there seemed to be no racist motivations in his plan. Nor did what he was doing seem to stem from a desire for revenge, even though he had been fired as town marshal 7 years earlier. Rather, as his manifesto stated, David had noted Cokesville's above-average school performance, and with references to the Aldous Huxley's novel A Brave New World, David Young stated that he wished to reign over a community of intelligent children who he planned to indoctrinate with his ridiculous ideologies. David also demanded a ransom of $720 million, $2 million per hostage taken, and an audience with the President Reagan, who had also sent a copy of his Zero Equals Infinity. Sorry, I fucked that whole fucking sentence up. Dude. Oh, Hannah says, Joel, you should make a sleeping app where through the stories you read, you yawn and read sleepily. I'm gonna read sleepily. Yeah, honestly, people should just make it like a yawning ASMR video, because I feel like it does kind of start to help knock people out. What if I did yawning like as a transition between stories? That would be funny. Alright, I can hear pretty mewing at the door. Let me let him in real quick. He's gonna trick or treat me, and if I don't give him a treat, he's gonna bust my ass. It's so funny. He always like comes in like a hurry. Well, not really a hurry. Like smushes his face against the door, and then like comes in and like scurry, like jumps up on the fucking bed, and then does like a full like roll over. Like he just like thrusts his back into the bed and like, oh, now he's rubbing against my leg. He did not get the attention that he so desired. Meow, 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 meow. Look, chair. Chair, buddy. Chair. Jump on that chair. Go lay on that chair. Hopefully he lays on the chair. leaves me alone. He's asking for candy, or he's gonna scratch down my entire Waldo leg. Okay. David also demanded a ransom of $720 million, $2 million per hostage, and an audience with President Reagan, who he had also sent a... Sorry, dude. Just a second. Okay. David also demanded a ransom of $720 million, $2 million per hostage, and an audience with President Reagan, who he had also sent a copy of his Zero Equals Infinity manifesto. In a phone call to I don't know why, I just lost my fucking train of thought. In a phone call to local police, David told them clearly that any attempt to besiege the school or apprehend him and his wife would end with the detonation of the incendiary device. After hearing David ranting and raving to police officers via the telephone, many of the child hostages began to get upset. Some began to cry, wailing hysterically as they understood the dangerous implications of the unfolding events, which some complained of headaches as fumes from the gasoline-based incendiary device filled the air. Doris Young tried all that she could to calm the terrified children, at one point telling them to think of this as an adventure movie, or that when it was over, they would each have a great story to tell their grandchildren. She also gave permission for teachers to bring in books, art supplies, and a television to help keep the children occupied and under control, and even joined in with singing happy birthday to one of the children when they mentioned that it was their birthday that day. However, throughout the hostage crisis, David Young became more and more tense and cantankerous. This may have resulted from the fact that many of the children just sat around and stared at him, something that no doubt made him extremely nervous. Teachers feared that he might snap at any moment, and the crowded classroom was only making the situation worse. They then decided to create an 8-by-8-foot square area using masking tape stuck to the floor, an area that only David was permitted to occupy. Teachers then told the children that this was the magic square, and they were to make a game out of avoiding entering it. As this was happening, police were gathering around the elementary school, careful to keep out of sight from the windows of the classroom in which the hostages were being held. They also had cordoned bleu. It's an adventure movie, guys, where you're being held hostage and you get blown up into smithereens. Cordoned. Prevent access to or from an area or building surrounded by police and guards. Okay. Okay. They had also cordoned off and searched a van parked up outside, which they believe had belonged to the hostage-takers. Inside, they made an interesting discovery. Handcuffed in the back of the van were two men, Gerald Depp and Doyle Mendenhall. They claimed to be old friends of David Young and had given him money after he had promised them massive returns on their investments with a plan he called the Biggie. When it turned out that the plan involved hostage-taking, they had refused their continued participation, so on the day in question, David and Doris had taken them hostage too, in order to ensure that they would not go to the police. As they were freed, both men confessed to being utterly terrified, asserting that David Young was a dangerously insane human being who would not hesitate to take the lives of others in his unhinged quest to start off a bizarre kind of cultural revolution. After around 2.5 hours of waiting for his demands to be met, David Young found that he desperately needed the bathroom. First, he transferred the dead man's switch to Doris's wrist, then left the room to use a small bathroom that ran between the first and second grade classrooms. But as Doris stood near the gasoline-based device, She quickly developed a headache from the heavy fumes that emanated from the shopping cart it was contained in. They had no idea at the time, but a tiny hole in the gallon milk jug was allowing fumes to slowly escape, enough to have Doris raising a hand to her forehead to try to ease the discomfort. This action somehow caused the little piece of wood, the one in the dead man's switch preventing the device from detonating, to slip from between the two pieces of connecting metal. The switch was activated, and the device exploded. Shit, I clicked, guys. Architect with the 4 Canadian maple syrup dollars says fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight. Day and night. Oh, the lonely reader, he reads his stories at night. Thank you, Architect. Thank you so much for the four. The switch was activated, and the device exploded. The door was immediately filled with black flame and smoke, with Doris being horribly burned in the subsequent explosion. In the aftermath of the explosion, teachers began to shove the gathered children into the hallways outside the classroom and through open windows that led to a grassy lawn outside. The explosion... Oh, I thought it blew up with the kids, too. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. Hannah's my boyfriend. In the aftermath of the explosion, teachers began to shove the gathered children into the hallways outside the classroom and through open windows that led to a grassy lawn outside. The explosion also caused a panic among the children's parents, who had congregated around the police cordon of the school. Some tried to break through the lines and had to be held back by attending officers. David Young heard the explosion from the bathroom and rushed into the classroom, only to be greeted by the conflagration of smoke and flame. He saw his wife burning alive as she rolled on the floor, screaming in agony. He took out a .45 pistol, walked over to her, and put her out of her misery. He then fired a few shots out one of the classroom windows, striking a music teacher named John Miller, who thankfully was only wounded by the shot. David then looked toward the body that was his dead wife's burning body, put the .45 to his head, and pulled the trigger. They were the only 2 casualties of the hostage crisis, and there would have been far more if it hadn't have been for the open windows of the classroom and some loose ceiling tiles which channeled the force of the explosion and saved the lives of hundreds of innocent young children. As fire crews rushed to put out the burning school building, injured children and teachers were rushed to nearby hospitals. A total of 79 of the hostages had suffered injuries ranging from second-degree burns to smoke inhalation, and local medical facilities were so overwhelmed that some of the injured were even taken over state lines to hospitals in neighboring Idaho. The whole day's events were severely traumatic for all involved, but police began to receive some bizarre and chilling reports when interviewing the children who were present in the classroom that day. Several of the children claimed to have witnessed a beautiful lady present in the room, wearing all white, who told them to go near to the windows in the moments before the explosion. Others told police they had seen an angel floating over each of the children's heads. This could have been down to the prayers that were said by teachers throughout the day having stuck in the memories of children present, while some have suggested that the gasoline fumes may have caused them to see hallucinations. Either way, the angelic assertions of the children were profoundly haunting to the police officers that collected statements from them. Sorry. It's kind of cool. Either way, the angelic assertions of the children were profoundly haunting to the police officers that collected statements from them, and they gave rise to the nickname of the Cokeville Miracle, coupled with the fact that none of the children were killed despite such a large, fiery explosion. A miracle is perhaps the most fitting word to describe what had happened that day. A violent and dangerously insane psychopath engineered a way to kill hundreds of innocent children that day, and somehow, thanks to a series of seemingly random coincidences, not a single child, teacher, or faculty member lost their life when the device designed to kill them was accidentally detonated, even in such a confined space. Maybe some of you believe the accounts of the children that were indeed guardian angels present that day. Maybe you don't. But we can all agree that every single innocent person of Cokeville Elementary was extremely lucky to be able to escape such a terrifying and traumatic event. Yeah. Wonder what... I mean, I guess, like, I've heard of, like, guardian angels before. I've heard, like, people say you get, like, 2 of them or something like that. But... I don't know, I'm just, like, curious, like, how that whole process works. Like, how does a guardian angel choose, like, when not to protect someone, you know, from a big explosion? Have you ever regretted uploading a video? Not that I can think of. Especially not my Sasquatch video. I love that one. Maybe some of my Let's Play videos. Just because, I don't know, back whenever I should have just, I don't know, I should have, like, when I started the channel, just, like, focused solely on true scary stories right out the gate, you know what I mean? That would have been pretty ideal. He's yawning again. Ree! You can't control that shit, dude. Just let me yawn. Just let the boy yawn. Avery, party sucked. Back to my trusty Joe. Oh, you can always trust me, Avery. It is kind of sad. Sometimes parties just blow. But I always kind of thought that, like, I don't know, once COVID regulations are rolled back, if they ever are, I was thinking, like, how fast it would be, like, getting back to normal life and be like, this isn't that great. I don't really want to go to this party. All the freedom I've been begging for, I don't even really desire. I showed my Sasquatch? No. What the fuck? There's there's like a Bigfoot video I made. It's fucking sweet. It's like my favorite video I ever made. It's like top 23 most authentic Bigfoot footage. Yeah, I am sleepy boy just because I've been up since the wee early hours of the morning. Alright, so. Okay, so. Alright, so this place is called Vacaville. Vacaville? California? How do you say it? Anybody from California know how to say Vacaville? How do I know where to cut when I edit? So basically, every time I start and stop, it creates a new file. And then I connect my microphone like a drive to my PC. It'd be the G drive. Import those files in. Might be like 50 to 100 files. And then imagine there's like the first file. And then the one directly after that is where I'm starting off. And then I just like kind of like cut that one, and then it automatically like, you know, pulls that back, and then I go back and like delete wherever it is that I'm like starting over in that, you know, that follow-up file, that subsequent file, if that makes sense. And then I can just like chop and screw that. I'm really fast with it. I'm just like, because I can just, all I have to do is hear like the first word and know exactly where, you know, on the last part where it left off, and then just cut and, you know, pulls them together pretty much automatically. Have you ever listened to my videos at 2 times? I don't think so. It sounds interesting. Vacaville. So just Vaca. Squawkaville. You forgot to play Animal Crossing at 6 today? Oh, you're screwed. Screwed! You're not getting your dailies. And Tom Nook's gonna fucking kill ya in your sleep. I will get mine. I will have my vengeance. Vacaville. Okay, cool. Your boyfriend listens to me now too. Thank you. Turning your boyfriend on to me. He's mine now. You're not getting him back. Saints, thank you. Appreciate it. Do you know Corpse Husband? He originated from the same community as you. Greetings, young traveler. Have you heard of the legendary warrior known as the legendary Let's Player? He plays a game known as Among Us. I hear he had humble beginnings here in the creepypasta community. Yeah, pretty much every narrator I've, talked to. And, except Mr. Nightmare. I never talked to him. It reminds you of the Half-Life 1 scientist. Yeah, I honestly love that. Like, hello, Mr. Freeman. Mr. Freeman. I just like the meme where, like, because that was like one of my sadistic joys as a kid, was I would put cheat codes in for like for all the ammo and stuff, and then you just go around the scientists in the Half-Life 1 and throw grenades next to them and just blow them to shit. Ah! Joel 2025. You're gonna get me elected on an off year. Your nightmare makes you wet the bed. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Alright. My kid goes to Cooper Elementary here in Vacaville, California. That sounded weird. Let me start over. Do I want you to read me a bedtime story? Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time we switch it up a little bit. A pimp named Slickback. Dude, the Boondocks is so fucking good, dude. I love that show so much. Vote for Joel Biden. Oh, God. Thirsty Joel Biden. Jesus Christ. Minnesota! Do I play video games? If so, which? I play Pong. My kid goes to Cooper Elementary here in Vacaville. I don't know, I can't say that right. My kid goes to Cooper Elementary here in... What the fuck's wrong with me? My kid goes to Cooper Elementary here in Vacaville, California. In early October of last year, I drove them off to school, arriving as usual at around 8 a.m., giving them a kiss, told them I hoped they had a good day, and off they went to morning class. Nothing out of the ordinary, just like any other day. Only right as I'm about to drive off, I noticed something that immediately got my attention, and not in a good way. There's still woman. Excuse me, officer. There's still woman. Hydrate and lubricate the sockets. That's a good advice. I'm going to do that right now. How old am I, mister? I am 30. I'd be an awesome president. I don't really think I would, to be honest with you. Like, it just seems like a dirty game. You know what I mean? It just seems like a dirty fucking game. There's just so many facets of bullshit to keep track of. You're just always on the move. You literally, your brain has to be like in like playing fucking 5D backgammon at all time. You know what I mean? It just seems tough. Seems like a fucking tough job, and I don't want it. There's still a woman stood outside, and she's not coming or going or anything. She's just standing there. She looks middle-aged, maybe of Latana. I think she's Latana. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with my brain? I'm the president of horror stories. Yes, thank you. I could be a college professor. Maybe. I don't really know what I would teach. I don't know if I would fit in with all the yuppies. Like I live in a college area, and it's like, just, I don't know, a lot of like the collegiate, like a lot of the college, they're just so far up their own ass with a lot of stuff. And I'm sure you've had professors where they're just like so up their own ass about stuff, just slowly stroking their egos. She looked middle-aged, maybe of Latina or Asian extraction, and she just sort of watching all the kids come and go. Now, the morning rush is usually just that. Parents pull up, drop their kids off, then leave as quickly as they arrive to get their jobs or whatever, but there's this woman, super chill, just stood there. Then she gets her phone out and starts like pointing it around, almost like she was taking pictures of a video of the scene. Wait, taking pictures of a video? What? I hiss at that sentence. Yeah, I've never heard that term before. Extraction. What motivated me to start this channel? I don't know. I just wanted to be a YouTuber. I just wanted to be a big YouTubey boy. So I could perhaps one day give PewDiePie a back massage with my voice. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck college. Shit's stupid. Unless you like know what job you're getting like right when you get out, I feel like you pretty much just going to get wasted and have a good time, which certainly doesn't cost. Certainly doesn't cost 40 grand a year to do that. Maybe some people. An influencer. I wanted to be an influencer. Did I illustrate this photo myself? No, this was from Robin Mikalsen. He's from Norway, and he's a very talented 3D artist and Photoshop influencer. I guess he's kind of an influencer, you know? You got another beer and discovered Joel has an amazing 2x voice. Really? 2x voice? 2-time and son of a bitchin' voice, huh? Let me listen to this, actually. You guys ready to hear me, like, listen to myself in meta form? Okay, we'll listen to the Halloween stories. Or not the... Wow, dude, I love this fucking opening. It's so cool. Alright, anyways. I'd ever been unfortunate enough to witness an actual human torch. Arms waving with screams of burning agony echoing around the field. I think he was too panicked to actually do the whole stop, drop, and roll routine. Oh my
Just trying to
god.
get away from the flames.
Alright, don't do the 2 times. Don't listen to me at 2 times. I sound like fucking Ben Shapiro. Oh, that's illogical. I can't believe it. Okay, picture this. Okay, hypothetically, you've been a naughty girl. You've been a real bad girl. And I'm your daddy. Can you imagine listening to his voice on 2 times? Dude, you would go to the future. You would catch on fire. Super Saiyan. Yeah, dude, it's fucking... Okay. Hypothetically, Hypothetically, my wife wasn't dry as a desert. Yeah. Then she gets her phone out and starts like pointing it around like she's taking pictures or a video of the whole scene. I got this bad feeling in my gut. Like she didn't look like as you'd imagine some old creeper to look. She wasn't wearing a trench coat with a ball cap pulled down over her face. She looked kind of motherly, actually, and if she hadn't just been stood there or recording with her phone, I think I'd have completely passed by her. So instead of driving off to make it to work on time, I just kind of sat in the car watching her. Better safe than sorry, I told myself at the time. And boy, am I glad I stuck around, because things were about to get weird. As I'm sat in my car watching her, I notice that suddenly she seems to take a sharp interest in something. She puts her phone away and seems to be staring over towards the other side of the school parking lot. I try to spy whatever's gotten her attention, but the place is so busy with the morning rush that nothing really stood out to me. So again, I just sit there, waiting patiently as she starts to walk across the street and over towards this parked car. I have to turn around in my seat to see what she's doing, but I'm able to watch clear as day as she walks towards one of the cars and opens the back door before reaching in and pulling out this preschool-aged kid who was sitting in the back seat. She doesn't pull hard or anything, just kind of takes the kid by the hand and leads them out of the car, leaning down to say something to them before she started trying to walk off with them. My spidey senses are tingling by this point, so I jump out of my car, locking the doors before I start power walking over to her. I'm all like, Excuse me, lady, is that your kid? Where are you taking that child?" She turned around all calm, smiles at me, then tells me she's a teacher at the school. I mean, it was actually believable for a moment. She had this lanyard around her neck with what looked like an ID on it. Her answer was so confident, too, and actually called the kid by the name Brian, so for a second, I felt like I was going crazy and that I had gotten way inside my own head about it, playing at being some vigilante or something. I'm all like, oh, sorry. And she accepts my apology, then goes to walk away from the school again. I don't think I'd done anything else about it until I heard another voice behind me shout, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" I turn around and see this furious-looking dude running towards me and the woman. He runs past me, stops the woman and grabs the kid's arm, pulling him away from her. She then starts giving this guy the same speech she told me, telling him she's a teacher and she's taking Brian somewhere, how he's a student of hers. What this dude said next made my stomach drop. "Brian? Brian? My kid's name is not Brian, lady. I'm calling the cops." The guy shouts, and in doing so, draws the attention of everyone coming and going in the parking lot. Once he realized he'd gotten something of an audience, he starts kind of going off like, "This psycho is trying to kidnap my kid. Someone get the cops out here." The mood in the parking lot shifts. Every single parent is basically watching their worst fears played out before them. An unsuspecting person trying to abduct a kid in broad daylight. It was honestly sickening. Firstly, the whole act of trying to snatch the kid, and then the kid kind of burp. Burpity sherpity fuck. Who here likes it when I say swear words like fuck, shit, poop, smut? If you have an Instagram, check out Horny Computer. You should. If you're big into the memes and you got a strong stomach, go follow @HornyComputer on Instagram. Kind of sucks. Basically, some of my memes were just a little too edgy from time to time, mainly related to really stupid stuff. Won't get into it, but just like the stupid automated things that pick up on Instagram, and I think it's happened a few times where now if you type in Horny Computer, it's it doesn't automatically pop up even if you follow you can't, even if you follow, it doesn't automatically show up. So I think I'm shadow banned for the most part on Instagram. And you guys will have to be my only followers. Which, if I can get to 1,000 followers, that would be pretty cool. The memes will be stolen. I don't understand. It's not. I mean, do you expect me to make originals, bruh? Do you make original memes? There's no way you make original memes. But if you do, I believe it. I think I've made a few original memes on there. A few. But yeah, pretty much every 99.9% of the memes will be yeah, all the yeah, that it's like a meme of like a cat shitting in a bucket or something like that. I'm like, this has been flagged as fake news on Instagram. It's actually a dog that shits in this bucket, not a cat. Don't let the dog supremacists confuse you. It was honestly sickening. Firstly, the whole act of trying to snatch the kid, and then the kind of mood shift as all of these half-awake parents just turned into what was basically a violent mob. But the middle-aged lady was quick. She moved faster than I'd ever have expected to out of the parking lot, back across the street, where she jumped into a car and sped off. Parents are taking pictures of her license plate screaming about child abusers, seriously wanting to rip her apart there and then. I stuck around to talk to the cops, gave a detailed description along with the dad of the potential kidnap victim, whose kid was just distraught by that point. There was a PTA meeting called about the incident. It was this whole big drama that rocked the small community we lived in. And now, just in case none of you believe me, I actually screenshotted a bunch of stuff that was in the LA Times a few days ago. The woman's name was Aileen Karengall. Karen Karengall. The ultimate Karen. Poopity scoop. Scoop-dee whoop-de-poop. Oh yeah. What's it called? Kanye West, like, lift me or get lifted, or I forget what the fuck it's called. Let's just look at Poopity Scoop song. Oh, Lift Yourself, yeah. Dude, honestly, the beat on that's actually pretty sick. And I love Kanye West's music is fucking sick. I don't really watch any of his interviews or anything like that. I know he was on Joe Rogan recently. But like, I just, I like Kanye's musical abilities. If he has any like thoughts, I've never really like taken time to like consider them because I feel like they're a bit wacky. Replace the curse words with chills. Go chills yourself. I thought Kanye dropped out of the presidential race, but I guess I had a friend that said she voted for Kanye Omari West. Which is cool. The woman's name was Aileen Karengall. She was 56 at the time of the incident, and she ended up getting followed and arrested by the cops. Pretty. Hath you no respect? Let me let this boy out. Let me let this boy, this thick boy. Oh, you just want petting. You just want petting. You just want to be petted. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. All right. He literally he went up to scratch the chair and then he sprinted to the bed and rolled over. He's so funny, like. He just wants his belly rubbed so bad. But don't we all? Don't we all? The woman's name was Aileen Karengall. Aileen, sorry. Fuck. The woman's name was Aileen Karengall. She was 50. She was 56. She was 50 Swedish. Okay. The woman's name was Aileen Caringal. She was 56 at the time of the incident, and she ended up getting followed and arrested by the cops at her home in the 700 blocks. Whew, my brain can't do it no more. Joel sounded like Arthur Morgan for a split. Boy! Hey, little boy. Boa. Can't be straight vibing. He does vibe pretty good. Oh, yeah. I want my... Not just my belly rubbed. Speaking of Aileen, where's Aileen? I don't know. I feel like this was kind of like a... I mean, I know people were probably doing like Halloween stuff, you know what I mean? And I'm sure there's 1,000 other streams going on. But it's... I don't know why YouTube just doesn't go tell everybody that I'm live. Come on. Just tell people. It's like I go into like streamers and I'll get like emails, or you know, they'll send like a fucking carrier pigeon to let me know that a Twitch stream is live. But YouTube is like, well, if you're good, maybe we'll let the people that clicked subscribe know about you being live and stuff. But you gotta be good. Don't say any words like fart or shit. Well, I just did, so we're kind of screwed. But anyways. The woman's name was Aileen Caringal. She was 56 at the time of the incident, and she ended up getting followed and arrested by the cops at her home in the 700 block of Christine Drive. The story was sent around to the parents of all the kids attending Cooper Elementary in like a matter of hours, and the relief was palpable. I don't think people who don't have kids can really understand just how terrifying something like this is. Like we're all told there are monsters in the world, but knowing they walk among us, looking just like sweet middle-aged women, when they are in fact complete predators, is just chilling beyond belief. Chillin' like Dylan, a predator. Most of your mates in England be asleep. Hannah, can we ban a mod for saying pee-pee? Pee-pee. She said pee-pee. She said pee-pee. It's like choked on my spit saying that. She said pee-pee. Oh, man. Palpable. A palpable pee-pee. All right. Oh, man. It's been, look at that. I told you I would stream for 3 hours, and I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. Can't call me a lawyer. I ain't no lawyer. I'm a man of me word. Fucking Philip Finch is me name. What's the, yeah, Cloud Atlas. I've said it before. Cloud Atlas, one of my favorite movies. If you guys have never seen it, it's fucking sick. It's fucking a sick-ass movie. And it's got fucking Philip Finch in it. And you guys should go watch it sometime. Stay hydrated. Alright, I'm going to read the outro, and I need you guys to think of something hilarious. Hey friends, thanks for listening. Click that notification bell to be alerted of all future narrations. If you got a story, be sure to submit them to my subreddit, r/Let'sReadOfficial, and give and receive feedback from the community and maybe even hear your story featured on the next video. And join my Discord to interact with me and all listeners directly. And if you want to support me and even... Fuck. I got confused there for a second. Oh my... Don Ella with the 2 says, love you. Love you too, Don Ella. Thank you for the 2. My English accent is getting spot on, would you? You think so? You really think? You think that? What can I say to completely just kill the vibe? Oh yeah, make sure your pee-pee is palpable. I think I might say that. That sounds great. And if you want to support me even more, even Jesus Christ, sorry. That was a silent prayer to the Christ Jesus to help me finish this sentence. And if you want to support me even more, grab early access to all future narrations for just $1 a month on Patreon, and maybe even pick up some Let's Read merch on Spreadshirt. And check out the Let's Read podcast, where you can hear all these stories in long compilation form and save huge on data. Located anywhere you listen to podcasts. Links in the bio. Thanks so much, friends. And remember to keep your peepees palpable. Boom! Shakalaka laka. Thanks, chicken. I like chicken. I like turtles. Well, what are you guys thinking? You gonna go eat some candy? You gonna go eat all that candy and give me some of them candies? Hope you save me some. But yes, another wonderful stream in the books, guys. Sorry that I was not wasted off of alcohol, as loosely promised. And I'm sorry, Lazy Masquerade. I guess he might be awake by now. But wait, let me just try it real quick. Let me just try it. I don't know if to be honest with you. Okay, so I'm gonna look him up. Lazy, there he is on Discord. Is he online? I don't think he shows if he's online. Oh fuck. Wait. Wait a second. Oh, it took me to his chat, but how do I find him? Lazy. Oh, I see. Okay, this is him. Okay, I found him. It appears that he's offline. Hey, bruv. Oi. Oi, bruv. You online? And I don't think he is, but if he would immediately say yes, I would have gotten him in a call right now and had him read some spooky ass shit. But that looks like it's not going to happen. But one last disappointment for the road. What do you say? But guys, thank you so much. Everybody give yourself a round of a motherfucking applause, would you? For sticking around, living through another All Hallows Eve, even though you got about 45 minutes to go enjoy that blood moon or whatever it is, blue moon, a blue blood moon. Bonk me. Did you get bonked? But guys, thank you again. I'm gonna be I guess we're a little bit early here, so when this goes to early access on Patreon, you'll be like a whole ass day ahead of everybody else when I get that edited. But yeah, like I said, follow me on all the social medias, hit the notification bell, click like on the stream. Fucking what other cool shit can you do? Submit stories, join the Discord, fucking share your videos out. Look forward to a new podcast on Monday coming out at 12 noon Eastern time. And then following on that same day will be, or maybe I should release the podcast on Tuesday so I'm like spacing out content, you know what I mean? I don't know if anybody gives a shit, but either way, love you guys, and I really appreciate you spending Halloween with me because I didn't have jack shit to do otherwise, you know. So I mean, I'm sitting here looking like a dildo with my fucking Waldo Where's Dildo costume on. But so thank you for spending the time with me. And if you guys would like to continue hanging out with each other, I highly suggest joining the Discord for some pause vibes. Real chill, hyper chill, super cool. And if you had some costume pics you wanted to share, please do send those over there. Okay. Goodbye. Ben Shapiro signing out. DailyWire.com. Just kidding. But yeah. Happy Halloween, guys. Stay safe for the rest of the evening into the new year. We will get through this together. We are family. I love you. What's the title of the closing song? It's called, reading it's a little bit awkward because I think it's another language, but it's called Pixje 1994 by Kettle. I can type that in the chat here, but speaking of which, might as well see you off with it. But I love you. Have a good evening. Happy Halloween. Adios.